Here's a shot of the incredible physical transformation that Nik Stauskas underwent this offseason that also mirrors the transformation of his game as he went from a role player to a superstar. But we'll start by analyzing his defense, as he has some pretty serious limitations on this end. Here he's matched up with Aaron Gordon, who just completely blows by him for the dunk. Stauskas wasn't even close to staying in front of him there. Now at the top of the screen, he's matched up with Nick Johnson. And you can see he has a tough time keeping up with him around the perimeter, and then he falls down trying to change directions. And even matched up with the slower player like Aaron White in this next clip, you can see White still gets to the hoop and gets fouled for free throws. So foot speed and quicks are definitely going to limit Stauskas significantly in the NBA, but he works hard and has good instincts. Here he cuts off Gordon's drive, and Gordon gets called for steps. On this next play, he shows really great instincts and feel for the game. After all the rotations, he ends up on the left side of the court alone with two Iowa players, and he keeps White away from the hoop and then anticipates the pass and cuts it off for the steal. Really great instincts. Here you see him in man-to-man as Zach McCabe tries to back him down, but Stauskas holds his ground and blocks the shot, so maybe he can not be completely terrible, but we came here for the offense anyway, so let's check out his shooting. Here he hits a catch-and-shoot three, and you can see he has a quick trigger to get a shot off over the closing defender, which is going to be useful in the NBA and help him get off as many shots as possible playing off the ball as a floor spacer. But he can also shoot off the dribble, which enables him to be a good pick-and-roll player in the NBA and maximize his offensive value, which is especially important for somebody who's going to be bad defensively in all likelihood, as you really want to have a way to make back the points you're going to give up on the other end. As here, he's going to hit a nice step back too. He's obviously a good shooter, you can tell that from the numbers, but he's more than just a shooter, so let's check out his rim finishing. We'll start with a clutch play against the #1 team in the country, Arizona, as he gets by Nick Johnson and finishes at the hoop to give Michigan a lead late in the game. And again, against another top 20 defense in Florida State, he's able to get to the hoop and finish to tie the game and force overtime. It is nice to see he's able to do this against the best defenses when they're tightened up in late and close situations. Earlier we saw Aaron White give Stauskas some minor issues defensively, but Stauskas gave him some major issues offensively as that crossover completely burns him. And on this play, watch how he hangs in the air and shows awesome body control to finish at a tough angle. Now back to the Arizona game, you'll see Brandon Ashley makes a poor hedge on the pick and roll, and Stauskas splits right through it and finishes over Rondé Hollis-Jefferson through contact and one. That's something NBA GMs will appreciate. Against Iowa, he makes a nice cut here, goes to the hoop, gets hit in the face, finishes anyway, and for those of us who fail to notice, he reminds us twice that he got an and one. Watch the cut on this replay. That's a nice change of direction. And now we'll see him once again get by Nick Johnson. That makes 3 times against Arizona that he gets to the hoop and finishes. That's the #3 defense in the nation. That is good. And something else that he has to his game is dunks. That's NBA level athleticism. He's not an above the rim player necessarily, but he's going to fit in it at this level, and this is going to help atone for his lack of quicksand foot speed and separate him from the completely physically overmatched players like Jimmer Fredette. It will make his translation to the NBA just a bit smoother. But let's move on to playmaking, which he greatly developed this offseason, especially in the pick and roll, as here he's able to use his size to dump it off to McGarry in the paint through traffic for the finish. Now check out his instincts on this play as he raises up for the shot, but then he notices that Jordan Morgan has a wide open path to the hoop, so he dumps it off to him for the layup. That is excellent feel for the game. Now this is just a simple pick and pop play and Morgan hits the jumper, but here he shows how potent a well-spaced pick and roll offense can be as Marble helps off the shooter Albrecht and gets burned for the 3. And he also has a dribble drive game as he dumps it off to Morgan here for a dunk. And check out the mastery on this play as he uses his handles to maneuver through the defense, split the double team, and then thread the needle through 2 more defenders at the right time for the layup and one. Awesome play. Now he shows up his lobbing ability as Glenn Robinson makes a backdoor cut, and he serves it up in the perfect location for Robinson to get the easy layup. And here he shows off his shovel pass as he creates free throws for Morgan.